I am ready.
Okay, let's go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to All Things Football. Today, we'll be talking about the Champions League and Europa League fixtures and results from the past couple of days. We're going to be starting with Barcelona's incredible loss to Paris Saint-Germain, where Mbappe, probably the next generational talent or the only generational talent, managed to bag a hat trick away from home. I mean, I'm just going to get your thoughts on that match first because it was a spectacle. Barcelona obviously took the lead with a penalty. Lionel Messi converted it. Very, very nice strike. But Mbappe stole the show.
Yeah, and Mbappe, it was actually him. There was no Neymar. It was all on Mbappe's shoulders, and he's shown why he's a generational talent and why he's up there. And yeah, Barcelona. I think Barcelona was finished. I don't know what's their team. Their team is just full of players that should be retired. I'm talking about Sergio Busquets.
You think?
Yes, just lacking energy. He is a top quality player, but he's lacking the energy they need. Who else? PK. Why are these players still in the club? Why are they still playing?
You see, the thing is with Barcelona, like many big clubs with a lot of heritage, they do the same goes with Manchester United. We like to blood youth and we like to keep the youth players. We have that tremendous record of having a youth player in every single match. Like there's over 1,000 matches or something. We like to stay true to our players. Barcelona do the same thing. PK, Sergio Busquets, Real Madrid do the same thing. Sergio Ramos, they did it to Iker Casillas. When you're a club of that size, especially because of Barcelona, they have someone like Messi and they have the players who have been there throughout his whole era of dominance. I feel like it's so difficult to let them go. They signed De Jong, who I thought personally would have been Sergio Busquets' direct replacement, but they've been playing them together, which I don't think is the best thing for them. They're not going to get rid of Busquets anytime soon. He's going to be playing in Barcelona starting 11 for another 2 years at least. Gerard Piqué has had a bit of a renaissance over the past couple of years, but he does go out of form quite often, but not for long, if that makes sense. Like obviously, in the decade of 2010 to 2020, he was one of the best defenders in those 10 years. But I feel like now even if Sevilla's Jules Koundé, he could go to Barcelona, and he could be better than PK, but they're not going to get rid of PK, and I can't see the same for Busquets either.
Well, I want to know what happened to Titi. I swear he plays for Barcelona.
Yeah, man, his knee's it's like fiberglass. He's one of the most injury-prone players I've ever seen, and he's not actually that good. He had a good year or 18 months around the World Cup just before that, just after. But then obviously he picked up an injury. He's been linked to Tottenham, to Manchester United, to many other teams. But I just don't feel like he's going to ever reach the level that he was at when he won the World Cup with France.
Yeah, so let's just go on to PSG. It was a easy game for them in the end at the new camp.
Yeah.
Obviously Mbappe hat trick. Was it who else scored? Mbappe hat trick and who else?
Oh my
And
gosh.
Keane, yeah.
It was Moise Kean, yeah.
Yeah, Moise Kean the header. And yeah, Messi is just. It was so unfortunate what happened to him last year. Why he couldn't leave Barca. Last year would have been the perfect time for him to leave, but now he's just there in a club where he doesn't want to be in.
I feel like there's a lack of ambition at Barcelona at the moment because of Messi, not because of him. They don't want to be ambitious, but because of how good he is and how much he's carried. I feel like in the back of the board's mind, I think it was Bartomeu. Didn't he leave or something? I think he left, but in the back of their mind, it would be like, we have Messi. We don't need to sign. We've had Neymar. We've had the best attacking trio in the history of football, and we won it all. We won the treble, I think. but we still have Messi, the best player to ever play the game. We don't need to go and buy Mbappe. We don't need to sign someone on the level of Haaland because we have Messi. Because we have Messi, we don't need the best players around him. And I genuinely feel like that's what it is, because their signings have been very questionable. Imagine, yeah, I'm Messi, yeah. 1 year, Neymar's on the left, Suarez is up front, I'm on the right. We are the formidable front three. Now I'm playing with Braithwaite. Like, what? Do you know what I mean?
Braithwaite and what's his name?
It's either Griezmann or
Dembele, who's always injured. Then Griezmann, and apparently Messi didn't even want Griezmann.
Probably not. Griezmann doesn't fit into Barcelona's ethos or style of play. And I just don't feel like that was the right move for him. Obviously, Barcelona's a massive club, and when Barcelona come calling, not a lot of players can turn them down. Obviously, we were linked to him at the same time, but Griezmann's just a very, very specific player. And I feel like a team like Atletico Madrid and a manager like Simeone is perfect for him. Barcelona's just not his perfect fit.
Yeah, let's move on to PSG. Kylian Mbappe. He's the
with
guy.
A fresh trim. He's different.
He is. The second goal, I think it was, where he just curled it top right.
And that was his hat-trick goal.
That was a hat-trick goal. That was Ronaldo-esque. That reminded me of the El Clasico, Real Madrid. I think that was Ronaldo's final El Clasico.
Was that the blue? Was that the
blue kit? The blue kit. Ronaldo, cut in exactly and then curled it round PK into that. Yeah.
The thing is, exactly like Ronaldo, when the ball was rolling to Mbappe, you knew exactly what he was going to do. You knew he was going to take it first time, but you just can't do anything about it. Obviously, he plays for PSG in the French league, which is obviously known as the Farmers League, quite often because when you're PSG or Monaco, you have about 1 or 2 genuinely tough games a season. And if you don't win the league and the cup double, then what actually happened to you? But Mbappe is a different type of... He's just a different level to everyone else, I think. There were a few question marks over the past 18 months, I would say, because he wasn't delivering or getting as much spotlight as he was getting before when he burst onto the scene. But that performance that he put in against Barcelona, albeit a struggling Barcelona team, he really did show his quality. And if Liverpool are genuinely linked to him and do actually get him, there's gonna be quite a few problems.
I can't see Liverpool getting Mbappe. I think Real Madrid just Real Madrid are the only option, or I don't even know, Man City. Who knows?
Oh, don't even.
Who knows?
God, Man City with Mbappe will never win anything ever.
Ever. But yeah, talking about Liverpool did beat Leipzig away from home 2-0, so they've got two crucial away goals.
Only 2 goals. They didn't score 5. Could never be my team.
Salah and Mane back on the score sheets.
I think the quick fire goals. I mean, I didn't expect a Leipzig win. When you truthfully look at their team, it's not a very strong team. They have a few above average players, but they don't have a standout player anymore now that obviously Timo Werner isn't there. Upamecano didn't have the best match, I must admit. A couple of mistakes. One of them, where I think the ball was coming over his shoulder, was running back towards his own goal, and he just completely misjudged the flight of the ball. It was Liverpool's game for the taking. I do expect them to go through quite comfortably, so it's nothing of a surprise to me, but I would have liked Leipzig to put up a bit more of a fight.
I mean, Leipzig put up the fight against us, and they obviously beat us.
Yeah.
But I guess Liverpool, this is their only competition. They have to go through the Champions League.
Yeah.
They're not in anything else, so I guess
I can genuinely see Liverpool scraping 5th this season if they go all out for the Champions League.
They have to. And then you're on to Wednesday, Sevilla versus Dortmund.
What a game.
That guy himself, Erling Haaland, 20 years old.
Would you call him a generational talent?
He is. Yeah, he is. You don't see strikers like that. He's tall, strong, fast, and can finish. You don't see that often.
He finishes like a seasoned professional.
Mm.
Like he's been playing
And
at
I
the
didn't
highest level
realize
for
how
years.
fast he actually is. For such a tall guy to be that fast it's crazy.
I think it's harder to notice because of his frame and size and his running style.
Mm.
His running style is like he boots the floor. He's not.
Yeah, like
He
he
doesn't
puts so much
glide.
power into like each step he takes.
He reminds me a bit of Kyle Walker in terms of his um, running
So
style.
yeah,
Kyle Walker's he's a powerful runner, but they're both powerful runners. But also Haaland's acceleration isn't very good, but that obviously doesn't seem to matter to him because I think honestly, I don't think he's going to break Ronaldo's record. He's not going to do any of that stuff because he would have to score on average around 40 something goals a season for the rest of
yeah,
his career.
mm.
Honestly, now that I say it out loud, it doesn't even seem that out of reach for him. But he's going to break some definite. I think he might break the Champions League goal scoring
Yeah.
record.
He's only 20. We're forgetting he's only 20 right now, and he's already scoring these goals. And yeah, he was one that got the game back for Dortmund because Dortmund went 1-0 down. It was a deflected goal, but yeah, they went 1-0 down. And then Sancho, the link up between Sancho and Haaland. That's the type of playmaking we're missing at United right now. But yeah,
It could be Sancho, Fernandez, and Rashford or
Yeah.
Cavani.
but yeah, Haaland linked with
He's
Chelsea,
no,
Man
They
City.
just got Werner.
He defo has to leave, I think.
The thing is with Haaland, yeah, and the teams that are linked to it. By the way, hello Alex CFC.
Yeah,
He's saying
yo, Alex.
with the teams that are linked to Haaland, you just said Chelsea would never. I don't. First of all, I don't think he'd go to Chelsea, and secondly, they've got Werner. They just literally signed Werner last year. With Man City, I cannot see them spending the money on him because I know they're a rich club, but they've never really broken the bank for a player. So that's why I can't see Haaland going to them. But I could genuinely see Haaland, and I know
At
this
Man
is
U.
biased, but I can see him at Man U. I can genuinely see him at Man U. However,
If we sell Martial, we have to sell one of someone.
yeah, we'd have to sell much, and I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
But if we did, it would either be Sancho or Haaland. It wouldn't be both. That would be
Then
the one sacrifice.
right
You'd
now,
have to sacrifice
I'd want Haaland.
but we need a right winger, man. It's a trick. It's a conversation for another day. But
Yeah.
I can see him moving to either us. I don't think he'd move to Bayern Munich unless for some reason Lewandowski left tomorrow. But maybe Madrid. Maybe
If Madrid are rebuilding and they get like Mbappe and Haaland, but that's
if they
so
got
unlikely.
those two, they would have to be breaking the FFP
Yeah,
if they got them both.
that is illegal. That would be illegal. You can't do that.
Yeah, it wouldn't. You'd be right.
But say Messi goes to Man City, and then Man City, in addition, buy Haaland or someone like that.
Yeah, the whole Messi thing with his contract and because Barcelona need the money, it's a fact. Manchester City barely scraped past the FFP last time. I don't think they could afford Messi without getting in some sort of trouble. Darren Lorente said Haaland or Mbappe, by the way. In terms of if I want to score a goal, I'm getting Haaland, but if I want an amazing player, I'm getting Mbappe.
Yeah, overall, I'd choose Mbappe.
Yeah.
Mbappe is just... He is what we want Rashford to be.
Mbappe has pictures of Rashford on his bedroom wall. and that's a fact.
But yeah,
I don't think Rashford will ever get to Mbappe's level.
yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. There's something, I don't know what it is about Rashford, but we'll get into Rashford soon. But yeah, on to the next game. Porto beat Juventus at home. CR7, where you at?
Should have been a penalty.
It was definitely a penalty. Their reasoning was that he's already falling, but the contact was there anyway.
Yeah, he couldn't move his leg because he got blocked off.
It doesn't make sense.
I think, obviously, Premier League officials are probably one of the worst in the top five, probably the worst in the top five leagues, but the refereeing standards are very different in Europe than domestic leagues, but that probably would have been given in the Premier League, 100%.
it was
because there
it was
was,
literally a clear pen. How he Ronaldo it was an amazing Cruyff turn touch, and then the defender was getting sent to the shops and just sticks his leg
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Then Ronaldo falls down.
yeah. It's definitely it's a stonewall penalty, and I can't understand. I want to. I don't know how to explain it. I want to see what the refs saw on the VAR room
Mm,
in wherever they were, because I know that some of the angles don't get played there because you can see it on TV,
mm.
but whatever angle they had, they just must have not seen the contact because yeah, it was a stonewall penalty. But we have to talk about the fact that Ronaldo is going to have to come in clutch again, and I'm
Yeah,
100% sure he's going to
he
do it.
will, of course. You
He
can't
can't not.
underestimate him. You
I don't
can't.
even think it's underestimating him at that point. It's just, can he be bothered now?
Mm.
He's
Of course
playing
he
for
can.
Juventus. He was brought in to win them the Champions League. Obviously, that hasn't happened yet. They're 2-1 down going into their home leg. It's written in the stars, and I feel like they're not going to win it, but it would just be another bullet for the Ronaldo fans to shoot at Messi, isn't it?
I mean, if they don't make it through, does Ronaldo leave at the end of the season?
I, oh, where to? Before you even think about him leaving, who's behind him? Think
I
about the
don't know.
wages,
Yeah. I mean, the
because
Glazers will make space for him.
I don't know. I don't think they would. They'd look at him.
You
I
can't.
don't
No,
know.
Ronaldo is
I
still in
want him
his.
back.
Is still
I
like
want him back.
the best player in the world.
I,
So
I, I definitely want him back, but I just can't see the Glazers forking out 85 something million plus his 400 something a week. I can't see them doing it. But we have to what's it called? Oh, what's his name? Bentoncourt. Hospital pass in the opening minute for Wojciech Chesney. Unfortunately, going 1-0 down. And Musa Marenga's now the highest scoring Malian player in the Champions League.
really, wow.
Yeah, so it was a shock result, but I do feel like Porto did
But
deserve to
was
win.
it really a shock? Juventus. I mean, it was a shock, but I mean, based on the performance, Porto obviously deserved to win that game. And yeah, Ronaldo has to come in clutch again.
I guess it's like obviously they don't have Sarri anymore. They have Pirlo. He's new to management. I think this is his first job in senior football. I know we have Solskjaer at the helm, but is it, or do we need to stop just giving club legends manager roles? Because some of them just can't handle it, and I don't think Pirlo can handle it. They're not top of the league, which they should be. They're losing 2-1 to Porto. Porto in the knockout stages, they're always there, but they are the whipping boys of the knockout stages, and I just don't think it's good enough.
Yeah, as you said, obviously getting managers who are former players. Yeah, it's not the way. Obviously, there's managers who've actually been managing for longer periods of time,
Yeah,
but then they decide, oh, Pirlo, he used to play for us, so I think they do it out of sentiment.
yeah, it's definitely.
That's it. Like Oli, who did he manage? Okay, he managed Mulder. He won
And
the
Cardiff.
league, and then got relegated. Did he get relegated with Cardiff or I don't know?
Yeah, he got relegated with Cardiff and then left and went back to Mulder, and then obviously he came back to us. The Cardiff thing was tricky because he's always had the same style of play, but he just didn't have any quality at Cardiff. So it's almost like it was bound to happen. I don't think any manager could have saved Cardiff that season.
But yeah, on to the Europa League, Europe's finest competition.
It's the elite level. I don't know what the Champions League is. Yo, Ainsley, you good?
So yeah,
Today's obviously we've got the early kickoffs because there
yeah.
are some matches still being played now.
So we'll start with Wolfsburg 1, Tottenham 4.
That is the Austrian Wolfsburger, by the way,
Yeah.
guys, not the German one. In case there's any
Yeah,
mix-ups.
Gareth Bale on the score sheet.
Finally,
Yeah, Lucas Moura I think scored as well, and Son and Vinicius. I don't really know too much about Vinicius. He hasn't had much time. Well, the times he has played in the Prem, he hasn't really had taken his opportunity, I'd say, when Kane's been injured.
it's so tricky because obviously Kane, I think is. Before I say this, I need to think of every other striker in the Premier League. I think he's the best striker in the Premier League, and in terms of out and out strikers, top three, top four in the world, probably top five.
Mm.
So when he's not in the team and you have to play someone like Vinicius there, who is obviously a massive downgrade, it's so noticeable because you can't play the same type of football, or if you try to do that, it's not going to be as effective. Um, I just want to talk about Vinicius as well and say I don't know what's happened to the Brazilian players because we've gone from Adriano, R9, Kaká, Neymar, Ronaldinho to Lucas Moura, Willian, Vinicius,
Fred.
Gabriel Jesus, who's their front man. You know what I mean? It's the quality of Brazilian footballers has dropped so drastically over the past 10 years. It's quite hard to believe, but Vinicius is young. I think he's on loan from Benfica. They have
he's
an
on
option.
loan, yeah.
I don't think they're gonna sign him permanently. He reminds me a bit of Janssen, the Dutch striker who barely did anything and then left.
And another player on loan at Tottenham, Gareth Bale. He's actually just there. Again, he's just there for sentiment. He's just there to make the fans feel happy. He's just there collecting his wages. I don't know if does he care? Like, he's just not being played.
That's the thing. It doesn't look like he actually does. He's a fantastic footballer. Darren says Bale's washed in a sort of way. Yes.
He's been washed for time.
It's obviously when he was at Madrid, he won the three-peat with the Champions League, and it was a massive part of that, chapter in their history. But whatever happened behind closed doors really did kill him because it looked like he lost all motivation or all happiness.
He was just disrespected by the fans and the club. And when you get disrespected like that, then how can you have the confidence or how can you want to play for all he's done?
That's what Madrid are like that, though. They were booing Casillas, they're booing Ronaldo, they're booing their club legends. Why? That's why I don't want to see Pogba go to Madrid because he's not going to last if he goes to Madrid.
He can't do that.
Hazard's finishing now. Bale's obviously washed.
Hazard didn't start.
Man, it's. I really do feel for Gareth Bale because he came to Tottenham and for like a week, you could see he was all happy, but I feel like his genuine love for football is not there anymore. And everyone knows he's a massive golf fan, and it actually looks like he just preferred to be playing golf instead of playing actual football. And when the season's over, I don't think Tottenham will sign him on a permanent basis. And what's going to happen when he goes back to Madrid? They're just going to put him on a bench or have to sell him at a cutthroat price to a last-minute Manchester United because we didn't get Sancho again. And we're going to see Bale for us next season. That's what's going to happen.
Bale and Tyron Mings.
Oh. Yeah, man. Gareth Bale's finished.
Slavia Prague. Is that Slavia Prague? I don't know why it says.
I mean, it just says Slavia.
Slavia Prague. It says. I'm telling you, Europa League is different. Slavia Praha, whatever that is, 0-0 of Leicester City. Leicester.
Let me look at Leicester's team. That is apart from one player, that's their full strength team. That's poor from Leicester because of the quality they have. You'd expect them to be walking all over Slavia. I know it's the Europa League, and I know it's not the highest level competition in Europe, and I'm pretty sure not really many people know about Slavia, but Leicester shouldn't be during that one, 0-0. If anything, Slavia have the advantage going into the away leg.
Yeah, that's true, because they can get their away goal, which is very crucial in these type of games, and
1-1 draw and they're through. Because I do think Leicester will score. Obviously, that game didn't really have many talking points, as demonstrated by us now.
But yeah, let's just move on to Man U, Real Sociedad. Man U away to Real Sociedad. Well, it was played at Juventus in Turin. So yeah.
Now, I think that means that the second leg has to also be played at a neutral venue, obviously.
Really?
Because that was Real Sociedad's home leg. but because I think
I think it's at Old Trafford. I think it is.
it can't be. It can't be because we're an English side and our lockdown rules and stuff are
Oh,
different.
yeah, that's true.
Because I know Liverpool, Leipzig can't be played at Anfield because a German law states that because we're the type of lockdown we're in, they aren't allowed to go there because they would have to quarantine for
Yeah.
2 weeks. So Leipzig themselves have to find an alternate venue, a neutral venue, or they have to pay Liverpool 300,000 euros, something like that, because of a law in the German health code or something. But yeah, I don't know how I know that, but it was a great match. I really enjoyed it. I don't like Fred that much, but he
let's
played
go
well
back
today.
to how we usually start United games. Lineups.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's expected. I didn't expect Dan James to start, to be perfectly honest. I thought Diallo would start. I'm happy, so happy that Greenwood played up front. Well, that's what it says on the
I think it
obviously
was.
their
I feel
routine.
like it was a 4-4-2. I don't even know.
Could have been it.
Because at times Bruno was higher, and at times I just saw Bruno and Greenwood next to each other.
You might have a shot because when Mata came on, I saw him standing up in the striker position. So you might be on something there. But I'm happy that Greenwood played well. I think everyone played well, really. Dan James had a good game. Nice goal from him at the end, although I did want him to square it to Diallo.
Yeah, I wanted that as well.
Obviously, it didn't happen, unfortunately, but I'm happy with the win. Although I am confused how Oyarzabal started because he was ruled out definitely for both legs. So I'm not sure what painkillers they have him on, or if they've, I don't know. I don't know who said David Silva would show Bruno how it's done.
I didn't see David Silva that game. I actually don't know where he was.
Playing. I was watching it with my friend, and he even said, "I forgot David Silva was on the pitch." They didn't do anything.
I think it was the defensive line of Bailly and Maguire that made the difference. We played much higher up the pitch, and obviously when they did play three balls to their striker, he was actually quite fast.
Alexander Isaac is a very good talent.
He was good, but when they played it through, Bailly was able to catch up. Even Maguire at one point made a last-minute slide tackle and timed it to perfection.
Yeah, Maguire was in that slipstream from Bailly, and that's the only reason he was able to catch up. I've never seen him move that fast.
And then obviously Telles and Wan-Bissaka.
I think they both had a good game. First of all, let's talk about Wan-Bissaka's yellow card.
Yeah,
I don't think that was a yellow card, judging on the rest of the referee's performance.
There was no consistency in the refs' cards.
Yeah, at all.
He didn't give Monreal a card, but then gave Wan-Bissaka the card. But then when he finally gave a card to, I think it was Monreal, that should have been his second booking of the game.
Yeah.
But
I'm not.
At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, the defense was good today.
I had no issues. I'm not going to lie. Great performance from Henderson as well. He does seem to be, apart from that mistake against Sheffield United, he does seem to be taking his chances when he gets his opportunities to play in goal. But I will talk about. I was watching Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville discuss Manchester United, and Carragher did say he thinks Solskjaer should give Dean Henderson a run of like 10 to 15 games in goal, because if we are thinking about getting rid of David De Gea, then we would need to know whether we need to sign a new keeper or just give it Henderson. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think Henderson should get a run in the squad?
De Gea is still a world-class keeper. That's the thing. We can't just get rid of him now. So it's just such a complex situation. I think Henderson should have been on loan this season, and we kept obviously Romero or Lee Grant on the bench, because having just two world-class keepers, De Gea and Henderson. But there's so many reasons for and against, because obviously it's improved De Gea massively. But then Henderson is on the bench. He obviously wants to be playing in the Prem. He played almost every game in the Prem last season for Sheffield. So, I don't know. It's so complex.
I I do agree that we should have put him out on loan, but I'm glad that he's here because when someone does have to come in, although Romero was a good backup, when he was put up against the better teams like Wolves in the cup, he made
Errors. Yeah.
if you want to talk about ratios, he made more mistakes than David De Gea. So like Dean Henderson is a better backup keeper, and we do have I would say the best backup keeper in the league definitely, but I don't know how he's going to feel about being De Gea's backup for the next 3 years. Either you have to bite the bullet and take the risk with Henderson, or you sell him.
I think with Henderson, because he's been at United, he's grown up in the academy. Maybe he feels there's a sense of they believe in him. They know that he's going to be the next keeper. So maybe he has that trust in the club that he will eventually be number one. And maybe he doesn't mind playing like games in the cup or being on the bench in the Prem or playing the occasional Prem game. And then in the future, maybe in 1 to 2 seasons time, he's going to be number one.
You see, I do have no doubts that he will be Manchester United's number one, but I just don't know when. Because I love De Gea, and if we didn't ever sign him, we'd be so far off where we are now in terms of previous seasons and even this season. But the mistakes he makes, and not even mistakes, but the saves he doesn't make, do make me think, is his time, winding down at Manchester United? Are the board going to get sick of him? Is the manager going to get sick of him? Do we have just maybe 1 or 2 more windows to get a decent amount for him from another club? Because obviously that will be something that's on the mind of the owners, because money is what motivates them. So I don't know. It's just so tricky because we could mess this up. We could keep David De Gea too long, have him carry on making mistakes, and then Henderson's already gone because we've kept David De Gea for too long. Do you know what I mean? So this is something we have to be really careful with.
Yeah, the keeper situation is not the best position to have those kind of problems. And obviously, De Gea, he is still a great player. And who knows what will happen if we sell him maybe this summer. But yeah, such a complex situation. But if we're back with our deadly duo in midfield. McFred, Scott McTominay, Fred, I was impressed by him today. I saw like one pass he made. He played it first time. The ball was passing to him first time forward. I was like, what? Who's this guy? Who am I watching?
It's because he's playing in Europe. He doesn't have bad games in Europe. I don't know why he can't do that in the Premier League.
I think he has more time in Europe. There's more time on the ball, I feel. He had more time today.
It must be.
And in the Prem, they're onto you on your first touch in the Prem.
Yeah, man. You got players like Oriol Romeu booting in your chest in the Premier League. You can't.
But yeah, Fred had a good game. He didn't seem nervous on the ball. And obviously he made that pass to Rashford for the assist.
Yeah, that was a great assist and great finish. I genuinely, when Pogba comes back, I think it has to be McTominay and Pogba in the middle. Ibra and Fred.
He knows that I have an agenda against Fred.
At least you're honest.
Yeah. But no, Fred did have a good game. And I feel like McTominay and Pogba, I don't know, I'm starting to think about Fred and Pogba now.
No.
I'm starting to think because Fred is better defensively than McTominay.
But then it depends on the back four that we have. If Bailly plays, by all means put Pogba in there. But if Lindelof plays and you have to drop so deep, I wouldn't play Pogba. And it's so annoying because look at there, you have 4 defensive players in terms of the 2 centre backs and 2 DMs, but we're still conceding on average a goal a game when Lindelof and Maguire start together. That's just it.
I want to see Bailly this weekend.
I don't think we will. And
no, he has to play. I don't want to see Lindelof and Maguire again. Like it gave our attacking trio space because we played much higher up the pitch,
Yeah.
and we sit deep. It doesn't work. It's not good.
I tell you now for a fact, when Isaac was running through with the ball, if that was Lindelof or Maguire,
That would
he's
have been a
clean
goal.
through on goal, and he wouldn't have been tackled. But
Mm.
the fact that Bailly's there, catching up to him stride for stride, it makes so much difference, and we can see it as fans. Why can't Solskjaer see it? Why can't Phelan, Michael Carrick, anyone in the club? Why can't they see it like we do?
I think
That's
they're scared of
frustrating.
Bailly or something. I think they think he takes risks, like the way he might do, like a turn in the box or like a drop on the shoulder or
You see,
whatever.
he's attempted bicycle
Yeah,
kick.
turns a bicycle kick.
I'm surprised he didn't break his back.
The thing is, Bailly would do that in our own box to clear the ball. So I think they're
He's
scared
done
of.
it before.
Yeah, I know. So I think they're cautious of those kind of things, but he's
Sometimes
composed. It shows that he's composed.
you need the fearlessness and the confidence. He has the self belief and he has the I don't know if this is a word, but combativeness. That is a word. I'll say it. He has that about him. He won't get beat in the air. He won't get bullied off the ball. And I just feel like he puts a little bit of intimidation into strikers when they play against him because this guy's a crackhead.
Yeah, I'd be
Like
scared. I'd be
he's
scared.
on stuff. I would be. He even every time he plays against Vardy, he's one of the only centre backs who can just shoot.
He reminds me of Vidic somehow. Like
Yeah,
the
he's
way
just
he
like
plays, he's just fearless.
he's like a
He's
slimmer
just
version of Vidic.
ruthless.
He
Yeah.
puts his body on the line, and that's not something that we have in Lindelof and Maguire.
But yeah, on
It's
to
unfortunate.
our main guy, Bruno Fernandes. Where would we be without this guy?
Someone one day in the next week or so, I'm going to find like a factual Premier League table statistical difference to if we didn't have Bruno because he's ridiculous.
You could literally write a whole dissertation on this.
Yeah, his impact at the club, his impact on the style of play, his actual impact on the game in terms of his goals and assists. Pretty sure he got 2 today. The second one, I swear, I thought was offside. I thought it was offside until I saw the line. But Bruno Fernandes is, I would say, in my life, supporting Manchester United in terms of the money we paid, in terms of the impact, probably the best signing we've ever made.
I'd say
I think he has to be.
I think he's one of the best players we've had since Ronaldo.
Yeah, because not even Ronaldo was with us when he came in.
Like the way he's changed the whole team, the entire team, in a year, just over a year.
It's because when you play with someone that's such a high level and they're very clearly better than you, you think to yourself, "Oh my God, he's so much better than me. I have to get to that level." And that's what he does. He drags everyone up around him, and that's what's been on show for the past, well, since last January. And I feel like Rashford's benefited, I think, the most from Bruno Fernandes coming in terms of his goals and assists. Like,
Yeah,
I just
Bruno
love
and
him, man.
Rashford definitely have a good link up. Obviously, Rashford was the one who got the assist for Bruno, and that was a great assist. And then the way Bruno knew the goalkeeper and the 2 defenders were going to collide, he just left the ball, let them collide, and then he just finished it into an empty net.
Mm.
It's just
I think it's amazing. It's amazing in my opinion, and I'm so happy that he plays for us.
I'm
I will
happy.
never
I'm
complain.
happy that he plays for us, but without trophies, it means nothing.
Soon come. We're gonna be winning trophies soon. I'm so confident.
FA Cup, Europa League, Premier League. There's 3 on offer.
I would
Potentially.
say this season. I just need to look at the teams left in the Europa League. You've got AC Milan, who obviously fly in. You've got Napoli, who look like they're going to get knocked out because they're 2-0 down to
Yeah.
Granada. Um, I just,
Milan drew
I,
2-2 today.
yeah, they were playing against Red Star Belgrade. Some of these weird teams, well, obviously not weird, but lesser known teams seem to be doing a bit of a God's work in the Europa League. I'm looking at, I can't see another team apart from if Tottenham turn up that could stop us from winning the Europa League. Honestly, and I feel like that will be the perfect trophy for Solskjaer to win this season.
Yeah, I think Europa League that would be a great competition to win.
It's a major trophy, and he hasn't won one for us yet. But I would like to come up against Rangers at some point. Although I'm not Scottish or anything like that, I remember when we used to play against Celtic in the Champions League. It was nice and exciting. The rivalry's there, isn't it? And we can move swiftly on to Rangers. Actually, they're just about to finish their match against Antwerp, and it's currently 3-3. They're having an amazing season. If I can check right now, how far at the top of the league they are. Yeah, it has to be around 20 points now, I think. 20
20
points clear,
points.
something like that.
To be honest, I don't know anything about
No, it's
Scottish
not.
football.
They
All
are
I know
15 points clear.
is Celtic and Rangers are the two top teams there.
Yeah, it's Rangers have been doing a disgusting job this year. They've played 29. Listen to this. These are the stats that make you think Steven Gerrard is going to be one of the best managers in the world. 29 games played, 25 wins, 4 draws, and 0 losses. They've scored 69 goals and they've conceded 8.
What?
They've conceded 8 goals in 29 games. Their goal difference is 61. Like
If they don't progress far into the Europa League, then that's disappointing. But
it's
that is
ridiculous.
crazy.
Ah,
But yeah, the Arsenal game's also about to finish as well. I think they drew 1-1 with Benfica.
good. I hope they get knocked out. I did say, I think before we went live, that I do think Benfica will knock Arsenal out of the Europa League. And I'll put money on it.
Arsenal have an away goal though.
Arsenal though. They're a bit like Manchester United in the terms of like you don't know what Arsenal's going to turn up. And when you have Willian as your super sub, goddamn, you better hope that you start winning very soon.
But wait, going back to United, you didn't mention Amad Diallo. Came on, made his debut.
Oh, yes.
Had a few nice touches. He actually had the most take-ons or most successful take-ons in the second half.
Yeah, and it's good to see. You can see clearly what type of a player he is. He likes to get the ball on attack. He's a bit like Callum Hudson-Odoi in that aspect. He just needs to maybe. I'm saying this.
No,
like
we can't say anything because we
Yeah.
didn't see anything. But next week he'll definitely have more minutes because obviously we're already 4-0 up, so he'll definitely get game time. You might even see Shortire, the 17-year-old.
I'm praying. Shola Shortai, yeah? Starboy. Remember the name. I've been looking at him. I watch a lot of Manchester United youth football. And Shola Shortai and Hugil. I don't know exactly know how to pronounce his name. Those
striker.
2 or 3 years. And McNeil, Charlie McNeil. Whew. Hannibal. Medbury.
Yeah.
Medbury. There's Hannibal and Shola Shortai are the first youngsters from the youth system to get promoted to the first team this season. But Hannibal's got like a knee injury at the moment, so he's not training with the first team. Charlie McNeil, Hugil, and Alanga. Those, I think, are the 5 players to genuinely watch out for. They don't have the same hype as Greenwood. Only one close to that is Shortai, but they will be fast-tracked into the first team for sure. And I cannot wait. We have a 4-0 lead going into a home game, wherever that's played at Old Trafford or a neutral venue. Amad Traore should start, I think. Shola Shotai probably will be on the bench, but he is in the B-list squad for the Europa League this season, so I'm not exactly sure what that means. I don't know if he can get on the bench unless of an emergency. But I'm so excited. We have a lot. We have a lot of youngsters.
The youth. Man, you always have exciting youth players. We always have that one player or a couple of players who break into the squad and make their debut and do well. But it's about, we need that next player who can break in, do well, and keep their place or push for their place in the team. It didn't quite work out for Angel Gomez a few seasons ago.
Yeah.
And he was actually a top talent, but now he's gone. But yeah, we want to see the next Rashford, Scott McTominay. There's so many players who are in our team at the moment from the academy.
One thing I can say is that they are all attackers, so it's a lot easier for an attacker to break in than, say, a centre-back or a goalkeeper or left-back or maybe even a CDM.
Yeah, that's true.
We have a couple of players out on loan. Mengi's out on loan. James Garner's on loan at Nottingham Forest right now. Obviously, they're doing that to get some senior experience, but if I'm being totally honest with you, I can't see James Garner breaking into the first team. Mengi, I can, because he's so hyped up and he's captained, I think, every level he's been at. Yeah. He's just like a bit of an Axel Twanzebe, which is the only thing that scares me a little bit because obviously he's not playing that much. But we just have to wait and see.
Yeah. Onto the weekend. Foresight into the weekend Premier League action. Wolves are playing Leeds tomorrow. And Leeds are such a funny team. I don't get their style of play. It looks good, but it's not good if you're just conceding goals, 4 goals, 5 goals, things like that almost every other game.
Exactly. Thing is with Leeds, I judge everything on the level playing field. If I feel threatened by your team, then I think you're good. I'm not threatened by Leeds. If we played Leeds tomorrow, I wouldn't be too worried. Same with Wolves. I like Leeds, but I feel like this Bielsa love fest needs to just chill out a little bit because there is a reason your teams, I think, are they in the bottom half of the table? I think.
Yeah, they're 11th at the moment.
Yeah, it's all good and well playing sexy football, but if you're not winning games, you need to probably have a little look at what you're doing wrong.
I mean, the way they play, they can't get relegated, but then they can't really get it high up in the league.
Exactly.
So
and that's
what's
something
the point?
They need to sort it out. And Bielsa needs to sort it out.
They have the players to be doing better, so much better.
Do they really though? These are players that haven't really played. You have a couple of players in their team who've actually played Premier League football before, and then the rest of them haven't. So you say that, but you're looking at players like Cooper. Who's he? Ayling. Calvin Phillips, yes, he's a quality player. But all of these other players have spent their careers in lower divisions. So I feel like the style of football he plays, if he had our team, maybe you could say we'd be doing better this season, but with the players he has, I think maybe he needs to just focus on getting that 1-0 win instead of scoring 1 and going gung-ho and then conceding 2. But obviously I'm not a manager, am I? So I can't really instruct him.
Yeah, the weekend's also filled with a few derbies this weekend. Everton, Liverpool on Saturday, top 4 battle. Everton literally 3 points off Liverpool, and then West Ham Spurs.
That's going to be a good match.
That's a top 4 battle as well. West Ham.
Yeah. Oh, West Ham 4th now.
West Ham.
Yeah, they
are 5th, but basically 4th. They're level on points with Chelsea.
Did Liverpool overtake them?
Liverpool are 6th. Liverpool have 40 points.
So who's 4th? I thought West Ham were 4th.
No, West Ham are 5th. They have a lower goal difference than Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, Everton, if they beat Liverpool, which Merseyside derby is an interesting game.
They won't beat Liverpool.
I feel like West
But
Ham
they have a
could
game
do a
in
job
hand.
against Tottenham, which is against. They played their game in hand against City the other day, obviously, and they didn't win. Their other game in hand is against Aston Villa, which I feel like they will win.
Mm.
Um, let me ask you a question real quick. Do you genuinely think West Ham can finish in the top four this season?
Ooh, the top four battle. Nah, they can't. They can't.
When do you think they're going to fall off? Because we're not
They can't finish
early
in
in
the
the
top
season
four.
anymore.
The top four this season will be Man City, Man U, Chelsea. Ooh, Chelsea definitely.
You
And
think?
yeah,
Don't forget
Chelsea,
Leicester. Don't write Leicester off
Leicester.
because they're on the same points as us.
Ooh,
They've won more
I think
games
it's
than us
between Leicester and Liverpool.
for the fourth spot.
Yeah,
You see, I think Leicester, United, and City are guaranteed, and then fourth spot is about five teams.
I
If
can't
I'm
even say
totally
that
honest,
we're guaranteed or like Leicester guaranteed.
the
Leicester,
same.
us and Leicester are 4 points ahead of fourth place, but I'm confident we will finish top four. But Leicester, seeing what happened last season, they dropped points, and I feel like they'll
They
drop
they
points again.
they are so much better than they were last season. But the same thing you said about Leeds, they're too good to go down, but they're not good enough to fight for anything.
They don't.
Is the
They won't
same
have
thing I'll
like
say for
they won't
us.
have like a consistent period of winning games. I don't feel.
Who Leicester?
Yeah, Leicester.
You can say that, and you can say that about us as well.
Mm.
And honestly, Premier League cliche, anything can happen, but anything can happen. I genuinely think we're gonna finish second or first. As I said, I'm clinging by my 1 inch long hair. I'm clinging on to the fact that we could win the title this year. City could go and bottle four games. You never know, and we could be inspired. As I said, we're
Mm.
always better when
It's
we're
true. It's
chasing.
true. It's true.
We're always better when we're chasing, and I'm confident that we're gonna
It's only
finish
10
the season.
points. It's only 10 points. We.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's 3 wins and a draw. We're ahead.
Mm. And yeah, Man City are playing Arsenal this weekend, so we don't know what type of Arsenal performance will come out. But as we
Okay,
said, Arsenal usually turn up on games like that, or they either turn up or they just don't play well. So it can go
but
two ways.
I've got an interesting stat for you. Pep Guardiola's last three winning streaks, like the ones he holds the record for, I want to say 15 games, was at Bayern Munich. Guess who that was ended by?
Arsenal,
Arsenal.
yeah,
The other one at Bayern Munich, 17 games. Guess who that was ended by?
Arsenal.
Arsenal. He's on a record winning streak, I think record winning streak right now with Man City, which is more games than 50. It's not 50, it's not more than 15, but you know, Arsenal are
Mm.
the next opponents.
Mm.
Arsenal seem to have something on Pep Guardiola.
Arteta.
And yeah, Arteta's his protege. And maybe we're going to see something extraordinary this weekend. Maybe we're going to see Saka tear it up. Aubameyang as well.
That'll be great. It'd be great to see Arsenal help us out, as long as
Yeah.
we get the win against Newcastle, which we
I can't see
should.
us losing against
Newcastle,
Newcastle.
yeah, Newcastle. In the past, there used to be a team that would be like, they actually used to be like a team we'd be scared to play, or they could actually beat us. But
We're like a
now,
banana peel.
they're just. What happened to Saint Maximin? What happened to all these other players? I don't know what's going on with Newcastle.
I don't, apparently they were looking to get rid of Alan St. Maximin
Really?
for the money, which does make a bit of sense, but I don't know. We're going to win the game. They're 17th. They are 6 points above the relegation zone, which is a big gap, but in the grand scheme of things, they are technically one place above
I mean,
the drop zone. But
you can't be too confident about that. We just drew to West Brom, so
that is true.
anything can happen. We went from, I mean, we did win 4-0 today, but we won 9-0 and then drew the next game. So
We will win on the weekend. I'm
anything
confident.
can happen.
We've got
Yeah.
a lot of rested players today as well.
But yeah, it's been a good midweek European Champions League, Europa League
Mm.
We'll be back on Sunday to round up the Premier League action. And
Yeah.
thank you to the people in the comment section who've been commenting and the viewers. So thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I don't know if you can see in the top left corner the subscribe button, or looking to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the month, or by the end of 39 days to go. I think that's the end of next month. So please help